Hi everyone, and I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas. Yes, I am celebrating Christmas this year. Yes, I have got a tree up downstairs. We've got decorations. I've got the family coming for dinner tomorrow. So yes, Merry Christmas to everybody who is celebrating. Just like to have a few words to say to the Jehovah's Witnesses that watch my video. Not just the Jehovah's Witnesses, but the Jehovah's Witness sympathisers. I'd like to just read something from jw.org. It's actually from the new publication, the Ezekiel's Restoration Prophecy book that they've got. Can't remember the title of it, but chapter 5, paragraph 14. I'd just like to read some of that to you. It says there, to keep our worship pure, we must never mix it with unclean pagan practices. Hence, we must have nothing to do with pagan observances that have pagan religious origins. Does origin really matter? Yes. Today, the practices associated with certain observances, such as Christmas and Easter, may seem harmless. But let us not forget that Jehovah saw firsthand the pagan religious practices that eventually have become modern-day observances. In Jehovah's view, pagan practices do not become less detestable with the passage of time or through efforts to mix them with pure worship. So, I can just imagine all you Jehovah's Witnesses that may come across this video or that have been watching following along with my videos, sitting down and saying probably something like, oh, the dog has returned to its vomit, or the sow to the mire, because obviously I'm now celebrating this pagan celebration. But let's just think about that, because by sitting down and making that judgment on, not just on me and on other ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, but you make this judgment on basically everybody in the world, that they're all involved with pagan practices. You need to really be careful as to what you're doing, because if you say that the Bible is your holy book and this is actually your version of the Bible. I'm going to read you a scripture. You're going to know it already, but you don't necessarily make the application this way. Matthew chapter 7. Stop judging, that you may not be judged. For with the judgment that you are judging, you will be judged. And with the measure that you are measuring out, they will measure out to you. Why then do you look at the straw in your brother's eye, but do not notice the rafter in your own eye? So most of us know how that passage of scripture goes on, but I'm just going to focus on that bit there. For with the judgment that you are judging, you will be judged. So if Jehovah's Witnesses are quick to point out that the holidays and the observances of other people have pagan origins, you would really think that they would be quite hot on not having any pagan customs or origins in their own lives. But that's not necessarily the case, is it? Jehovah's Witnesses, when just thinking about their marriage ceremonies, they would have they'll have a bride dressed in white, which is pagan. They'll have bridesmaids, which are pagan. They'll have wedding rings, the exchanging of wedding rings, which is pagan. Your bride might wear a veil, that's pagan. They're quite hot on the confetti thing. Oh no, no confetti. Nobody throw any confetti. You got any worldly relatives? Don't bring any confetti. Or mustn't give a toast to the bride and groom. These things they're very hot on. But the other things that I mentioned, they just let it slide. You know, it's actually, everyone likes a bride in a white dress, and everyone loves how the bridesmaids look, and it's nice when the little ones can be part of the wedding. So yeah, it's nice to have bridesmaids. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, the rings. They're quite handy really, because they're an outward show to everybody else that you're taken. So you're not going to get this problem of people throwing themselves at you, because they know that you're married, and you know, it's a protection. So yeah, we'll let that slide. But you're not really doing what your own publication says. Let's just remind ourselves what it said there. It said there, in Jehovah's view, pagan practices do not become less detestable with the passage of time or through efforts to mix them with pure worship. So, yeah, I'm not denying, and most other people won't deny, that Christmas has got certain pagan origins to it. But with the passage of time, this celebration has come to be today more about spending time with loved ones, you know, sharing a meal together, having happy times, giving gifts if that's something that you enjoy. That's what it's become. But you will say, but the roots are pagan, it's pagan roots, will have nothing to do with it. But yet you've got customs that you have that have got pagan roots, but you just let it slide. Well, you know, I'd just like to remind you what the scripture says, that Matthew 7, with the judgment that you're judging, you will be judged. So I would say, before you sit down and you criticise or you condemn others, clean the inside of your cup. Yes, the outside looks sparkly and clean, but you've got a lot going on inside. So I don't even need to go any further with that. There's loads of stuff that you guys are doing, but that's for another time. Anyway, on to the XJW community that happen to be watching my videos. I'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas if that's something that you're choosing to celebrate. Not everybody's choosing that, because I suppose for lots of people it can be feel uncomfortable. If you've never joined in with Christmas celebration and all of a sudden you just find yourself sort of plonked in the middle of everybody's festivities, you could feel quite uncomfortable. So, you know, my heart goes out to you if you do find it difficult, or if it's just that you're lonely because all your friends and family are trapped inside the organisation. So yeah, it's not a great time for everybody. And I'd have to say personally, you know, if I didn't have children that loved Christmas, and I've got a little one, and it's actually been a delight this year to not have to say no to him, you know, to not have to draw him out of the events that are going on in school, and to allow him to have a Christmas tree, you know, and the look on his face, it's been really nice. And my older two have been celebrating Christmas for a while, so yeah, we're doing it for them really. But for me personally, you know, just spending time with the family is quite a nice thing, and I was happy to put a tree up and do the traditional stuff. But I'm doing it for other people because these are my loved ones and that's what they enjoy doing, so I'm doing it along with them. But yeah, it can be a difficult time for some people. I did meet somebody that I used to call on in the ministry this week, and she's been very depressed, in fact even suicidal recently, and this time of year does seem to be quite a difficult time for people that have got troubles. So yeah, I'd just like to send my love out to everybody, and yeah, we're looking forward to a new year as well. So 2019, who knows what that holds. Hey, maybe the tower will fall. Well, we can all live in hope, can't we? But I'm looking forward to the protests as well next year. Should be at Cardiff and at London. And yeah, I'd just like to send my love out to everybody. If you're celebrating Christmas, don't feel ashamed. You know, don't feel the need to hide it. Do what you're doing. Be out. Be proud. And send my love to everybody. Take care. See you soon.